Hello, my name's Steve Porter. I'm one of the candidates for town council this year. The Facebook group Neighbors for Downtown Herndon Redevelopment posed 4 questions to the candidates regarding the downtown redevelopment project that's been going on for, nearly a decade or so. I did take some time to review the comprehensive document and to look at the plan again, because it is important, I think, that when we comment on things, we try to be as informed as we can. So, first of all, I do believe that this will be an inked deal, a closed deal, before the new council takes their seats in January. So the role of council, which was the first question in essence, I think will be fairly limited. Most of the control, in fact, all the control for tenants, renters, tenants, turns over to Comstock. So the town council has very little control over that, unless there's some sort of zoning appeal or something like that that comes before council. I am supportive of a project. At this point, I just want to see it move forward. We've already torn down the Subaru dealership, torn down part of Ice House Restaurant. It needs to move forward at this point, and so I am supportive of the project completion. The next question that was asked was, what are some of my concerns, primary immediate priorities? Obviously, traffic is going to be an issue. Hopefully, the reroute of around the Herndon Parkway for traffic that's not intending to go into downtown will be successful, because frankly, there really are not a lot of good options for expanding traffic flow capacity in downtown Herndon. Obviously, we also have to make sure that our infrastructure, utilities, things like that are up to the task of all these new units, additional people. So hopefully the plan has adequately addressed those, and that won't be an issue. In regards to the businesses we want to develop, I think we need to bring in destination type businesses, experiential type businesses. I don't think your typical mall type stores do much to add to the flavor of a town, and frankly, I don't think they'll draw business into the town. Too much competition from Tyson's, Reston Town Center, Sterling and Medullis area. We don't need another Gap, for example. So I'd like to see things maybe like something like the Boardroom in Arlington, a place where people meet, play games. It'd be nice to have some sort of actual live entertainment venue in there, something that was a year-round type of thing, as opposed to a town green, which really can only function in good weather. A couple new restaurants, maybe a nice frozen yogurt shop or something would be nice to appeal to the people who come in on the trails. Speaking of the trails, we've already got the Green Lizard catering to the biking group. It'd be nice maybe if there was some sort of running or walking type store in there to get that crowd in as well. But the important thing is, I think it needs to be things that people want to come and do. Some cute shops would be nice, something like the Eldon Tea Shop or a nice bakery. But those are the type of things I would really like to see us try to draw into this new development, because I think that will be things that will cause people to want to come into town and do stuff. And obviously, there's also public transportation will be very important to get people from the metro stop or from remote other areas of town into downtown. So those would be a lot of the priorities, I think. The third question was basically, if I was to change something after the lively appeals process and everything that's been going on over the years. There's not a lot, honestly, I'd change at this point. This project has been vetted, re-vetted, appealed, beat up, restructured for almost a decade or so. At this point, I think most of it's going to be signed off, as I already said. If I could change something, I might try to have the town retain a little bit more control over the choice of tenants and things, rather than turning all of that over to Comstock. And other things like, did Comstock perhaps get a little too sweet of a deal in regards to the taxpayers? Maybe. I know that's one of the complaints. but I really don't see that being things that are going to play out on this redevelopment project. But hopefully we've learned some lessons if we get opportunities to do other projects like this, perhaps at the Pines or something like that. The historic downtown, the fourth question, it has to do with the historic review board. I don't know as much about the historic review board as I would like. I don't live in it, and most of the feedback I've been getting from it, frankly, has been very negative, and I would like to hear some of the perspectives of people who feel it's a good thing so that I can actually weigh and balance those to try to figure it out. I do think that it's important that we find some sort of balance. Right now, it seems that perhaps we're a little too harsh on the requirements to the degree that it's interfering with businesses being able to build or establish. It's interfering with homeowners being able to actually maintain their properties. So there's got to be something in between, just completely getting rid of the historic preservation district and what we have now. Maybe some more flexibility in building materials, streamlining some of the processes so that they're not as onerous on either businesses or the homeowners. But it's an area I do need to investigate further. And I do welcome any comments that any of you have on this or any other topics. I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to express some of my views on this. I am more than open to your questions and suggestions, and you can reach me at steve@porterforherndon.com or at the Porter for Herndon Facebook page, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you again. Hello, I'm Stevan Porter, candidate for Herndon Town Council, and I approve this message. Paid for and authorized by Stevan Porter for Herndon Council.